It's been 97 years since Ernest Hemingway's first novel, The Sun Also Rises, was published. Garrett Mitchell of Madison knows the story well, in addition to every other book the American literary giant wrote. He's a big fan, and as it turns out, a Hemingway doppelganger. Emily Fannin shares his decade-long journey to victory in a famous lookalike contest.
When I look at him as a man who loved the world, and he went after it.
Garrett Marshall loves many things about Ernest Hemingway, and you can tell pretty quickly by seeing his shrine of Hemingway memorabilia at his home in Madison. His passion began in high school when he read some of Hemingway's classics, his favorite, The Snows of Kilimanjaro.
That's where I decided this guy knew what he was doing as a writer, and of course he fundamentally changed writing with his style at that time, and I've just enjoyed him ever since.
From Hemingway's unique writing technique that made a mark on the literary landscape of the 20th century to his personality that embraced adventure, Marshall says he shares a lot of the same interests beyond looking like Hemingway.
So let me hold this and look at you.
Marshall loves to travel and has written nonfiction and short fiction, but he admits he can't encompass Hemingway's entire lifestyle.
Big game hunter, big drinker, as we know, and went through 4 wives. And I can't say that I try to emulate any of those aspects because, I do like rum, only have 1 wife. And but he lived life to the fullest.
So one night back in 2012, while researching Hemingway's sweater in this prominent Karsh photo, Marshall stumbled upon this competition in Key West. And that's when he realized there's hundreds of others out there that also have a minor obsession with Hemingway.
I hadn't shaved for a few weeks, and I'm looking at myself. I'm 58. He was about 58 at the time of that photo, and I'm looking at that, and I'm looking at me. I'm looking at the pictures. I can do this. Why not? And I was looking for something fun to do. Midlife crisis? I don't know. But it just hit me, let's go do this.
The Hemingway lookalike competition is held each year at Sloppy Joe's Bar, a frequent hangout of Hemingway's when he lived in Key West during the 1930s. The contest began in 1981, which is part of Hemingway Days, a once small summertime event that quickly grew in size and popularity into a week-long festival celebrating the icon. And Marshall says it's the competition that really draws a crowd. Marshall's passion for the contest grew each year. He worked not only on his appearance to find an almost identical sweater Hemingway wore, but also his delivery on stage.
To talk health, happiness, and prosperity to every person that you meet.
And after 11 attempts,
Garrett Marshall!
Marshall triumphed to victory this year, beating nearly 140 other participants.
It is a bit surreal, because you're working and having fun all of these years. It is a contest, but these are your friends. And what you ultimately have to learn is that this is not a contest about you. It's about having fun. It's about having friendships.
He was crowned the 2023 Papa Hemingway, a persona the author adopted in his later years. And this year's competition was extra special for Marshall because he happened to win on his 68th birthday.
I said, this is the best birthday present I could ever have. And a few people looked at me, is this your birthday? And I said, yes, it is. So it surprised them a little bit.
The event raises money each year for local student scholarships and marine life conservation. Other causes are brought into the mix as well. This year raised over $125,000.
This is what it ends with.
Now, after a decade of competing and securing the hardware, Marshall says he'll keep going back, but this time as a judge to watch for whom the bell tolls for next, while also making more memories with his khaki-wearing, white-bearded fellows.
Participants and former winners are all over the country. So you have a pool of friends, and it becomes a family.